The Proton Wira, also as known as the Proton 400 series, is a car manufactured by Malaysian carmaker Proton from 1993 to 2009. It was produced in 4-door saloon and 5-door hatchback models, and is based on the Mitsubishi Lancer platform. Proton made minor changes to the taillights, bumpers, and dashboard. 5 trim levels were available. The 1.6 and 1.8 litre model, 4G92/4G93, were equipped with rear disc brakes, front and rear armrests, electric mirrors, folding rear seats, electric windows on all doors, and a high-quality interior. Proton redesigned the saloon to make a 5-door hatchback variant during the mid-1990s, basing the car on the Saloon Wira and sporting similar tail lights. The entry-level 1.3 and 1.5 litre models lack some of the features of the 1.6 and 1.8 litre models to cut down costs and thus lower the list price. They used 4G13 and 4G15 engines. The early models used carburetors. In 1998 Proton replaced them with electronic fuel injection. However, in 2001 Proton replaced the Mitsubishi FE module with a Siemens VDO unit claimed to cause slight power loss. In 2000, the interior trim of all Wira models changed to grey. Same with the seats, material had been changed to new softer batik-like designs. The Wira was to be replaced by 2 similar in-house designed Proton cars, the Gen 2 and the Persona. The Wajar, a saloon compact, was also launched in 2001 as an earlier successor to the Wira Saloon, but currently caters slightly towards more upmarket demand, below the Perdana. History: development of a second, all-new Proton model began as early as mid-1988. The Wira was introduced in 1993 as a 4-door saloon and was based on the shared 1992 CB2 or Euro CB4 ACD9A platform with Mitsubishi Lancer, but the styling was slightly modified to distinguish it from the Lancer. Modifications include headlights from the 1992 Mitsubishi Colt, tail lights from the 1987 Mitsubishi Galant hatchback, bumpers from the Mitsubishi Mirage and a different dashboard. The frontal design continues the styling first shown in the Proton Wira with a fluted bonnet that tapers towards the Proton badge on the grille. In 1994, a 5-door hatchback version was introduced. A minor facelift for all new Wira variants was introduced in 1995 with a new grille and slimmer tail lights with clear indicators. Other minor changes were made on the interior, grille design and bumpers during the late 1990s and mid-2000s. While having undergone 3 minor reiterations, the general design of the Wira has, for more than a decade, remained mostly the same. In 2004, Proton introduced the Wira Special Edition, or known as WISE, and planned to manufacture an estimated 100,000 units but failed to meet sales target. The WISE models were released in different periods of the Wira's life cycle as the aeroback variant, with sportier accessories such as full body kits, redesigned interiors and an option for an aluminium spoiler. Later that year, all the Wira and Satria variants included the same front bumper as the WISE. Several Proton models released following the Wira's debut sported frontal stylings that were derivatives of the Wira's. Among them, the original Satria 3-door hatchback, the Putra 2-door sports coupe copyright, and the Arena coupe utility. In an attempt to find a suitable successor to the Wira, the Gen 2, a hatchback codenamed the Wira replacement model, was designed and developed in-house by Proton, and was launched in 2004. In August 2007, the Persona, a new sedan model directly based on the Gen 2, was introduced. Its introduction is seen as a legitimate replacement for the Proton Wira range. The last Proton Wiras were produced in June 2009. Proton sold 14,908 units of the Wira in Malaysia for 2007, and a further 1,907 and 1,974 were sold in 2008 and 2009 respectively. The last Proton Wiras were registered as late as 2012 in the Malaysian market. Additionally, the last 2 Proton Wiras were registered in the United Kingdom in 2006, and 76 Wiras were sold in Indonesia in 2010. the last 3 units of the Iranian-assembled Wira were sold in 2011. Specifications: in its first series, a 1.3-litre 12-valve engine was available on basic specification Proton Wiras. The Mitsubishi 4G15 1.5-litre 12-valve engine used in the Iswara and its predecessor the Saga was carried over unchanged. The Mitsubishi 4G92 113 picoseconds 1.6L 16-valve SOHC engine with multi-point fuel injection was introduced together with an optional 4-speed automatic transmission, a first in Proton's history. The multi-point injection versions were badged as MPI, although this was only used on the engine, and never on the trim levels. In 1995, the Mitsubishi 4G13 1.3-litre 12-valve engine also used in the Saga was introduced for the Wira. This was followed in 1996 by the 133 bhp 1.8L 16-valve DOHC engine with multi-point fuel injection, making Wira a first Proton car to be powered by a DOHC engine. At the same time, a 2.0-litre diesel-powered variant was also offered but was later phased out in later years due to lack of interest from consumers. From 1999, all engine options for the Wira in Malaysian market were fuel-injected and carburetor models were phased out. In 2001 the Wira received suspension tuning from Lotus. Safety features: like most other Proton cars of its time, the Proton Wira did not offer any safety features other than the standard 3-point safety belts with pretensioners and laminated windshield. Export models however saw a much better build quality with safety features such as a driver side airbag, door intrusion bars and ABS, which were also available as options in the later Malaysian models. Exports: the Wira was the first Proton to be produced in both left and right-hand drive configurations, and it remains the company's most widely exported model to date, spanning over 70 countries in Asia, Australasia, Europe, Africa, the Middle East and Latin America. The Wira was also the first Proton to be assembled outside its home country, Malaysia. It was assembled in neighboring Indonesia, Vietnam and Philippines, as well as Iran. Proton had planned to assemble the Wira in India, Egypt and other markets, but was held back by the 1997 Asian financial crisis. In 1994, exports to the United Kingdom began where it was marketed as the Proton Persona. As with the Saga, all export models used multi-point fuel injection to comply with the Euro I emissions standards. In 2001, the Wira name was finally used in the United Kingdom, replacing the Persona name. The Wira was subsequently replaced by the Proton Impian in 2002. The Wira is the only Proton model to be offered with a diesel engine, namely Mitsubishi's 2.0L Series 4D68 inline-4 engine. Proton needed a diesel engine to further establish themselves in Europe, where diesel-engined passenger cars are popular. The 4D68 diesel was produced in both naturally aspirated and turbocharged offerings, where the former produced 64 horsepower and the latter managed 80 horsepower. However, the turbocharged 4D68 could produce 172 Nm of torque, more than any other engine offered in the Wira range, and compared to just 123 Nm without the turbocharger. Most European markets received the turbo diesel, but a handful, such as Germany, received the naturally aspirated diesel as well, in both 4-door and 5-door guises. In Malaysia, Proton sold the naturally aspirated diesel as the Wira 2.0D, but it was limited to the 4-door sedan. In 2005, Zagros Khodro began assembly of Wira complete knockdown units for the Iranian market as part of a deal with Proton. Gallery. References